I have a doozy of a story time. This is another The Dust is Global series. In this one, we have a man who turned red pill. Despite the fact that he is from an African country, she wanted me to not specify the country, and there is a significant age gap. I caution against age gap relationships because many of the situations that I have seen in the story times that have been told to me. So let's get into this one. Okay, so I said, have at it, homie. This is what she says. At one point, we were happy before Red Pill and his wicked brother came into the picture. I guess I can say 5 months at least. I was 19 and he was 27 when I met him. At first, I was not sure because of the age gap, but after he pressured me, I told him I loved him. And during that time, I liked someone my age, and he confessed he was really angry that I liked this guy that was my age and felt this possessiveness and drawing towards me. I started off as his friend because I was scared and I was weary of the age gap at first. Then he told me that men love more than women, and women always want a finished product. He promised to build together and was there to listen to me. I was in a dark place and I thought he liked me, but I see he wanted me so no other guy would. I expected to get married. He came to visit me and got married, and we traveled the world. At that moment back then, I thought my only purpose was to be a stay at home mom and have babies. I was unaware of deeper issues I had. I got very sick after we first broke up for 7 months, and my health started to fail. The time I finally woke up was November 9th, 2023. Months prior, I was grieving and he did not support me. He kept ranting about how I was. He kept ranting about how I was. Maybe this is weird. I'm not sure. No one cares about my problems. Everyone had issues and dismissed my crying fits. So I slowly shut down my emotions. I was miserable and tired for 2 years of trying to help him, being what he wanted. And all I got from him was insulting me, screaming, talking about his exes and the put downs about my culture. I blocked this all out, hoping he would change. He only got worse. The red pill thing happened suddenly, but he was a woman hater before. He told me Black women do not control their image, women are evil. I was I was evil, a witch, against him, lazy, stupid, and other mean things. He often said he liked exotic women with curly hair and caramel skin, and I fit what he wanted, but it made me feel sad because he always would get excited about me being a virgin or being wifey because I did everything for him. He told me what to do, to be wife, how to act, how to take care of myself. Since I was down, he got mad if I had a relapse and told me I was disgusting and lazy because I was depressed, and he often shamed me for feeling like offing myself. He scoffed at colorism existing, my personal experiences with trauma in my life. He told me I deserved to be abused and isolated by my family members. Back then, I wanted to be what he wanted because I did not have much of an identity. But during the 7 months, I slowly realized I had a life and I was worthy. I went to therapy and found out my diagnosis. And after 7 months, he came back and my life became a nightmare. Every day he ranted about women. He would have a hatred for feminism and is a man who rages whenever you say no or do not give him help. I thought I could fix him and change his mind. He projected his trust issues onto me because of his family member. His family member hated my ethnicity and told him Africans were better than Caribbeans. He said we were lazy and take things too laid back and they are superior. Like I said, he's from an African country. She doesn't want me to specify. She's obviously Caribbean. That's what she is. She says, other than telling me my accent was disgusting, my culture is. I tried telling him my dialect, and he raged and kept telling me it was just English. He mimicked my family members' accent and mocked them if we were all on a call. He often did not understand slavery nor the repercussions of it and refused to look at the history. I knew it was messed up when he went on a long rant after we had a disagreement about my country was backwards. In denial and failing as if he knew everything. It was the day I lost all care for him because you never speak ill about my country, especially since he will never survive here if he did travel here. He also made fun of Caribbean YouTubers and women and was convinced we are evil, and myself as well. He was obsessed with Jamaica and made it known how nasty my accent was and how Jamaica is better in every way and he would be accepted by them. He often made jokes asking me to say my ethnicity, and when I got mad, I would just say it was a joke. Eventually, I stopped reacting, and he stopped the jokes. His father rejected us when he told him we were together because I was not of his ethnic group. I never felt so beaten down in my life, especially with who I was. I felt ashamed of my culture after a while, so I avoided talking about my country or the food. He knew I loved my country, but destroyed every positive feeling about it. He would often promise he would visit, and he never came to see me. He was African and obsessed with African American culture, despite being from Europe. He used your slang, and it disturbed me because I liked him because I enjoyed the culture he grew up in. He watched guys like Fresh and Fit and DJ Academics and O'Shea and believed their rhetoric about Black women and, in extent, other Black women during those months during those months ever since that family member was in his life, he often accused me of being a witch, hurting him, cheating, or not being worthy of trust when I overworked myself to the bone, listened to his woes, tried to make him happy. When I got mad and told him to stop, he denied everything. It was some back and forth, either him making me cry, ranting about my age, or accusing me of being a victim. I was constantly anxious and often had mental breakdowns until that February of 2020. I tried to I tried to take my life. I had a psychotic break, and he left me alone to be with his family member that was abusive. He promised he would be there and left me alone. Not a month later, he was in the arms of another person while I suffered. So she says, I wanted to show him not all women are bad. And he often told me how pure, virginal, and good I was, but he destroyed me. He kept saying sorry for every argument and F up, but still did it again and again. I'm not so sure about this next paragraph. She says, he even blocked me because I questioned his sexuality unknowingly due to having a not so broad view on the world. But I realized he raged because turns out, as I found out this year, he was in denial and proceeded to punish me for a misunderstanding. So I'm not exactly sure what the misunderstanding was, but that's what we got. Anyways, that will be part one. In the next part, I will tell you how his family got involved. It was the day I realized witchcraft exists and is much worse than the movies. I should have known through, though, his rants about Black women and his hatred led him into Red Pill and that he worshiped Tater Tot. It was the worst months of my life during the pandemic without this outside influence, but he was too weak minded to see what people were doing. And so I was like, I had to ask how she was doing because this is definitely a lot. And he grabbed her as a much younger woman. She says she's not doing good at all. I zone out sometimes and cannot handle loud noises. I feel like I will be hurt. And every day I experience flashbacks from this experience or anxiety. I spend most of my nights up just to avoid having nightmares. I'm like, my goodness. And she says, yeah, even though it was long distance, it caused me a lot of stress. I thought by I thought by what he was telling me, I had to fight to make things work. It was awful because it cost me my health, and he did not care. Some days I wake up and it hits me that he is not in my life anymore, like a huge fog was lifted off my eyes. I don't know if this experience gave me PTSD because the way I am reacting to things is not normal to me. To cope, I try to forget anything related to him, but talking about it is good, so at least it can be out there before I block it out of my memory. I know it is unhealthy. I know he groomed me. I thought it was okay. I was used to being groomed by older men as a teen, but it is now that I am 23. I realize how strong our relationship was. How wrong our relationship was. He often said he loved me, but would treat me cold because apparently women treat you like if you are too nice. It was a push and pull for 3 years. So when we broke up, after he confided he cheated on me again in our last convo, I felt relieved, but also scared. She says, I used to think older guys were better, but he stole the rest of my adolescence, and I'm glad we never saw each other, nor did he marry me. Whew, this is a lot. The age, like I said in the very, very beginning, the age gap situation was bad because of the power dynamics, but also the whole becoming a red pill and ranting about other women, that is a red flag. Young ladies, if you are listening to this, it is a red flag when men start ranting and raving about other women. You will be the next target. Understand that you're not special in that aspect, and don't accept a man putting down another group of women as a compliment to you, thinking that you're better, because you're not. Because, like this young lady said, she was sitting up here striving to be that person that he was expecting, and she never got to that point. Anyways, go ahead, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Don't forget to like, comment.